everybody, Jason here with a new section of our channel called You Should Be Watching. So you're saying to yourself, who are you to tell me what I should be watching? And that's a proper response. I'm just another guy who likes weird, wild stuff on television. I'm someone who thinks that most mainstream shows are awful. So starting out on this section of the channel, we're going to take a look at British comedy. I love British comedy. I love British comedy because it makes an assumption. It makes an assumption that you're already working on the level that they are, and then we're going to go on together. Like Monty Python never stopped and explained what was happening. They just said, here we are. Either you're with us or you can check out now, or let's go over here. The first show we're going to look at here is a show called Snuff Box, sometimes also referred to as Barry and Fulcher's Snuff Box. It aired in 2006 on BBC Three for one series, or season. If you haven't watched a lot of British television, each season, as we call them in the States, is a series in the UK. So I want to explain that right away because I know I'm going to get that flipped around as I talk. Bear with me. We'll try to get it straightened out as we go on. Matt Berry is a Brit who you probably recognize from What We Do in the Shadows on FX here in the US. He plays Laszlo. And Richard Fulcher has done a lot of comedy work. He's never really had a series of his own, but he's been on Drunk History, The Sarah Silverman Show. He's done a fair amount of voice work. They also do a lot of the writing along with Nick Gargano. Matt and Rich play fictionalized versions of themselves. For instance, the main character sequence that the show revolves around is Matt is an executioner, actually the High Executioner to the King of England, and Richard is his assistant. The show is then interspersed with various sketches, scenes, repeat characters, songs, and it's deliberately anachronistic. They may go back to the 1800s to pick up women. They may be in modern times trying to help a lady out. The show also has a really good theme song, which I will put a link to down in the description for the same reason I would get copyright struck if I put it up on my channel. But I'll put a link down there for you so you can check it out. So if you're saying to yourself, this doesn't make any sense at all, England hasn't had capital punishment for quite some time, you're right. That just goes along with some of the insanity of the show. Some characters repeat throughout the series and sketches. Other characters, you see them once in a sketch and they will never be seen again. There's a song they do called The Rude Song that I will include a link to in the description. Barry and Fulcher met while they were working on another show called The Mighty Boosh, which we'll also be doing an episode about in the future. The show was produced by Channel X Productions, and it was put on BBC Three in order to replace Little Britain, another show we'll do an episode about in its final season when Little Britain got moved from BBC Three to BBC One. The show has been released on DVD in the United States. I personally have a copy of it because physical media means they can never take it away from you. Even if you buy the rights to something, let's say you buy an album on digital or you buy a movie on digital, all it takes is a sale of a studio or a switch in a contract or an agreement between two others. And even though you've paid for it, you can still lose it. So I urge you to always buy physical media. There's only one series of the show, which consists of 6 episodes. All of them are worth watching, in my opinion. I think what's going to happen is if you watch this channel and you kind of start going through what we're watching, you're going to find out real quick if you enjoy this kind of humor or not. I will tell you this, it's definitely not what I would call family friendly, but very funny. It's not for the kids, unless your kids are probably early mid-teens. I wouldn't let them watch this. I would definitely call Snuff Box a show that you should be watching, or at least should check it out. We'll be back next week with another suggestion of a show that you should be watching. Until then, I'm Jason. We'll see you next time.